With more than 500 million users worldwide, LinkedIn is a treasure trove of personal information. But what if the information that you don't want to share is actually getting back to your boss? A Silicon Valley startup called HiQ Labs is doing just that.
So with the help of data scraping bots, HiQ is able to predict when an employee might leave their job and then share that knowledge with their current employer. The article, The Brutal Fight to Mine Your Data and Sell It to Your Boss, takes a look at LinkedIn's legal battle with the small startup over the rights to users' privacy. Drake Bennett is the author of that report. He's a staff writer at Bloomberg Businessweek, and he joins us on set. So explain to us about these data scraping bots. How are they able to, I mean, what's the technology behind it?
Yeah. I mean, it's basically a software script, and Google uses something similar to index the web and bring you organized information. In this case, this small company is using almost exclusively information from one source, which is LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the dominant player in this world of business networking. LinkedIn doesn't like that, and so they're trying to kick them off.
So do you know what sort of information they're picking up on? And I'm trying to figure out how they're able to determine whether or not I'm going to quit.
Yeah, what's the algorithm?
Like, what are they picking up?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like many of these companies, they're a little bit coy about their special sauce, but it's stuff like, it's evidence that you are, that you feel independent from your employer's brand, or that you're taking the sort of steps that would signal that you're fixing to look, taking a class, getting a new skill. If you're posting a lot of stuff on there that mentions your name without mentioning the name of your employer, that kind of thing. And also, it's more demographic stuff, just like if you have been at your job for a little while and you're a software engineer in Silicon Valley, you're probably going to leave. That's just the way of the world.
So, I mean, I'm on LinkedIn, but I never use it. I mean, I basically use it to accept random people that are asking to friend me or whatever they call it. And but if all of a sudden I started to actively use it, if all of a sudden I updated my profile, I changed my picture, I started emailing or instant messaging people that I haven't connected with, would that be a signal as well?
Yeah,
that they would pick up on?
I think so. I mean, there's a bunch of different sort of boxes they put these cues in, but that would be one of them. If you seem like you're doing the sort of thing that suggests that you're putting feelers out, I think they would pick up on that.
So what diabolical boss would hire HiQ? Who's the client for HiQ?
Yeah, who is the client?
Well, again, they're a little bit coy about that, but they tend to be big companies. I mean, part of the issue here is that LinkedIn has kind of changed the playing field for this ongoing battle between HR departments and recruiters. It's a tool. LinkedIn is a tool that allows recruiters to find people with a lot of precision, kind of at the right moment when they might be thinking of looking elsewhere, and then come in and poach them and offer them something great. So what HiQ is purporting to do is to offer a kind of defensive tool that allows the HR departments to find the person first and, maybe offer them a raise, give them a cool new opportunity, just make them feel loved and keep them. So the way HiQ talks about it is this is good for the people, the employees at these companies.
Right, because it costs companies a lot of money to retrain and find a new employee. So,
but I would argue, I came from the world of management before I came to journalism, and I'd argue that if managers, if bosses are not aware that the people that are directly reporting to them are unhappy or are having issues or are considering leaving, I mean, generally a good boss has a sense of the folks that are reporting to him or her, and they are able to counter that before some algorithm or some bot figures it out. If you need a bot to figure out that your people are unhappy or that you're not paying them enough or whatever it is, then you've got bigger problems at the company.
No, that might be true. I mean, I think this is part of this larger move where the sort of data science that's been used to do things like predict what kind of thing you're going to want to buy on Amazon or what you're going to watch on Netflix or who you're going to want to date on eHarmony. That kind of science is being now brought into the workplace to try to solve these sorts of problems. So it's trying to augment this more sort of human intuition that we have with some science.
So one of the many things that surprised me when I read your article is that LinkedIn is suing this company. So was LinkedIn not aware of the fact that this company was using the data that they're collecting to build a whole other business?
Well, LinkedIn, that's part of what's being argued over here. I mean, LinkedIn at some level was aware of this, and LinkedIn employees actually went to this conference that HiQ organized about HR technology and stuff like that. So part of the issue here, perhaps, is that LinkedIn itself is moving into this kind of big data analytics world now. That's an argument that HiQ made a lot during the court proceedings. That
really it's just a competition. They're trying to snuff out the competition.
You're muscling out that we're small, you're big, and you're just booting us off your system so you can have it all to yourself. LinkedIn's market is a little different. It's recruiters, not HR departments, but there's no question that they are increasingly interested, especially after the Microsoft purchase, with this kind of big data stuff.
So one of the ways you suggested that the data is being used is for companies to have a better understanding of what their employees may want if they're thinking about leaving. Again, the cynic in me says that you'd use it to say, well, let's fire these people because they're already looking based on what this bot is or what this application is telling me. So for the millions of professionals out there, how does this affect them? If I'm somebody on LinkedIn, I don't know that I want my bosses knowing what I'm up to, especially if I'm on some other a job, because everybody's on LinkedIn doesn't mean you're necessarily looking for a job.
Exactly. I mean, and that's LinkedIn's argument. I mean, LinkedIn is saying that our members did not sign up for this. They're not aware of this. And, when you talk to folks at LinkedIn about the fact that they're also in this big data world, they're saying, look, yes, but we're the ones who have the primary relationship with our members. We're the ones who have the privacy agreement. We're the ones who they're going to get mad at when they discover this stuff. So they really see it as a way of protecting the sort of trust relationship that their members have with them.
That makes sense. Drake Bennett, fascinating,
really fascinating.
and terrifying. Thank you.